how did the pandemic fuel innovation and digital banking services? Now, for this first question, we will turn to Wissam Mahmoud from Mashreq Bank.
I think we all have experienced a sudden and transformational change, with the client expectations obviously suddenly changed. We're talking about 80% increase in opening relationship digitally. We're talking about 70% of mobile app registration, 30% of contactless registration suddenly, and so on. That obviously with the organization themselves grappling with the kind of working arrangement, providing services with people with remote working, and so on. It's actually suddenly with the banks, especially faced with the situation that they have to adapt very quickly, and with that, in our case, we found ourselves able to obviously respond, but with that actually assess the kind of the transformational potential of digitization itself. So we start immediately thinking of robot processing in the back end, harnessing the AI from the reporting perspective, data capture from regulatory requirement capture, and so on. So new technologies have been introduced suddenly, quickly for us to learn. And with that, actually created its own momentum within the bank. So, even if I'm sure one day will be under control, the pandemic, but in reality, the momentum was started will have its own force going forward, and that will fuel a huge amount of innovation and investment from our side.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to turn perhaps to Leonie Lethbridge from CBQ. Would you have something to say perhaps on client experience and customer behavior?
Yes, I think in some ways our experience is not dissimilar to the experience that Wissam has just spoken about. But when you think about it, what happened during the pandemic was that there was urgent and new needs created due to a change in the way that the entire planet operated. So that also coincided with another phenomena, which is the need. Along with the need, there was also created the means. So in the context of banking, physical cash was converted to data. So clients who had new and urgent needs could also be serviced very quickly because we were able to accumulate the data that enabled the products and services that they need to be delivered. So where we saw this was, for instance, in a rapid uptick in contactless payments, in a rapid uptick, for instance, in digital adoption. For instance, contactless payments we found last year increased 500% compared to the previous years. E-commerce in some markets, again replacing physical cash, increased in some markets by doubling, in other markets by about 40-odd%. So it varied across the planet, but the theme is still the same, that what had been physical cash, or perhaps cash through some POS machine, was converted real time into very rapid data, and the servicing times collapsed. At the same time, we saw clients who were in very real need to have services that they had not previously required to be provided. So, for instance, we saw the need for clients to get their finance, their money home to their families in other parts of the planet doubled last year. And along with that urgent additional need, we noticed in the data that was coming to us, and also frankly in client requests, pockets, segments within that overall need where we could devise very bespoke, specialized solutions for those micro segments. We found that we were able to build on the DNA, the capability that we'd already built in the bank around innovation, to be able to service those needs and to be able to service them very quickly. But when you're dealing with new segments, you need to be able to provide very good services, very well attuned to the need of the client, and very easy and intuitive, because many of these clients were newly adopting digital ways of banking and of handling their finances. So, client experience in the end was what drove client need, was what drove this innovation, but client experience was fundamental to actually having solutions that were convenient and adopted by clients as well. As I said, it was the physical cash, that conversion into data, that really picked up and then also facilitated the ability to provide this innovation and these services that were needed. So, as I said, not dissimilar to what Wissam described, but I think we also certainly noticed a need for clients to talk with us more and to demand new services.